So in traffic light for this one, it's either a red light, throw on the brakes, a yellow light. This is a slow down sound. Hear how it's slowing down there? Or
sometimes I'll blink the yellow too because I'm a dick and I like to have more parameters for choosing. But yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll see. That's going to make me over here with the sound effect pretty difficult. But thanks, Pich. Thanks for making my life easy. And the green, you hear that car going really, really fast by you. So how are we doing this, Pich? For these players, this is, you articulate it. I'm doing green, red, or yellow, depending on how I feel about them in the future of the Magic or just moving forward.
Yeah, you are. Just good. Yeah. Are they gonna? Do you want them as part of the roster next season? Obviously, you're not gonna just say the color and walk away. You can follow up with some with what's what.
Oh,
I've got them
numbers,
in alphabetical order by last name, but if you've got another way you want to do them, we can do them that way.
When I Googled Orlando Magic, this is the way that they came up. Orlando Magic roster on Google. This is the order that they were in.
Which one? Slide 13?
16.
Breaking the fourth wall.
16.
16? Okay.
Oh, look at this. Deadpool ain't got shit on us. So, do you want to, because this doesn't bury the lead. This just goes right for the jugular, and I think we should. Because that's what everybody wants.
So you're saying they start at 16 and then it's just off from there.
Let's go. So we'll start with the Orlando Magic star, Paolo Banchero.
Oh, Paolo Banchero. Please tell my dad to stop calling him Pablo.
That's amazing, Bernie. Well, after you tell him that, tell him to get back on the Patreon, man. Damn. Can't figure that out.
He always wants to know my magic thoughts. I'm like, we have a podcast.
So, how are you doing on Paolo, Pich? Are you red, yellow, or green?
Go ahead and hit it for me.
All right, there you
go. That's one of the easiest non-questions of all time. Obviously,
right.
This guy's the cornerstone on which the foundation should be built of another good era in Orlando Magic basketball. That's that easy. I see you have all the stats there. I'll let you do that if you want to. Yeah. Everybody knows he's good. Everybody knows he can be even better. The man's played 2 years, and he's already leading an NBA team. What that's for?
Yeah, I mean, it feels good to see him put on in the playoffs. That was the last thing that you really needed to see. And he's out here having 30-plus point games. He ends averaging 27 in the playoffs, taking 5.7 three-point attempts and shooting 40% from beyond the arc. He's that type of guy now, that gets better when the moment is brightest. And that's because, what does he have? I think he has tattooed no pressure. Like he has this air about him. And I was talking to second cousin Eric the other day about this. He acts like a 30-year-old, like in his 30s, but he's 22. He just has this confidence and this understanding and this humbleness to just continue to work. And hats off to Weltman and Anthony Parker and Hammond for drafting this guy, for bringing in all the types of guys who we're going to talk about. But he is no exception, just high-quality dude.
Also, a special shout-out to a person I rode the elevator with when I was in Orlando, Paolo's mom.
Yes.
Because his family has raised him right?
Yes.
This is a good young
Happy
man
Mother's
who, like
Day.
you say, he acts
Banchero.
a lot older than he actually is. He seems like a more mature human being. It makes it easier to root for him. He's not out there spending his money on sports cars and staying out late.
Well, he likes some cars. He's got some cars.
Ladies. Yeah. But it's not like he's,
right.
driving super fast and getting in trouble.
He's not a party
like
animal. He's smart.
Wide receivers down the street from me. He's just he's doing his thing. He's being a good, humble young man, which it makes it easier to root for him. And it makes it easier to put your trust in him with a franchise as the cornerstone.
Right.
And he's not going to do something dumb to ruin it.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing, he averaged 22.6, 6.9 boards, 5.4 assists. The assists was a nice jump up from 3.7 assists in the previous year. Pich, it's so impressive to me how good he's getting at reading the double teams, at knowing where that no-look pass is going to be, where a guy's going to be. You don't even have to see him to get him the ball now. That's just going to get better. And I think there are so many more triple-doubles in his career because he gets a lot of boards, man. He's in there chopping it up. He's not afraid to get dirty and get the boards. And with the assists, guys, hopefully getting shots. If we get some shooters at the yard sale that you mentioned earlier, guys are going to get more shots. He's going to know where people are. He's going to make decisions even quicker. I am just beyond excited to see Paolo Banchero grow up as a basketball player in an Orlando Magic uniform.
The thing I was most impressed with, especially towards the end of the season and come playoff time, the mid-range game, the short pull-ups, guys aren't covering that with him. Their guys are covering the three-pointers or letting guys get to the hole for a layup or a dunk. They're not covering that mid-range shit. It's there. And he exposed that in the playoffs, which I love. And I love that he hits it confidently, especially when he knows, hey, if I shuck and jive and pass out of the three-point line, we're probably just going to brick that anyway. So why don't I go ahead and just take this easy deuce that they're going to just let me have it? But he was sinking them. And that's an important part of a Stars game.
Right.
Take a look at most of the Stars who score. They will find a way to score in that mid-range. They don't always settle for the layup or shooting a three. They find a way to get buckets and be productive, and that's what he's done. And that was the most impressive add to me, especially at the end of the season for him.
Yeah.
Otherwise, no notes, Paulo. Keep it going, bro. Not only does he have a green lay, I think I'd get him a police escort. Let's just get this car moving. Let's just make sure he gets to where he needs to be.
I'm sure us 3-point line starved Magic fans were happy to see him go up from 29.8% to 33.9. Let's call it 34, up almost 4% on that. You know, it's not an immodest jump. That's a significant step. And I just love how he plays through contact. You know, there's so much of this exaggeration in the game these days with some of our players included. And he really just wants to score the basketball. He's taking it hard, not to get a foul. He's taking it to score on you. He is great at getting to the line. The only note, Paulo, I have one note, Paulo, sir, if I may. We didn't see any improvement in the free throw percentage. We actually saw a regression from 74% to 72.5%. I mean, not huge, 1.5% or 1% or something, but he can feast at the line. And if if I had one thing, I'd be like, hey, Paulo, can we get this going a little bit more? Let's practice those free throws over the year. He could go just in that category from being a 22.6 per game scorer to being like a 24, 25 point per game scorer.
Yeah, all right. That's a good point. I didn't know where you're going with that. I'll give you that.
Okay, wow. Thanks.
But I will say this. Those last two eras that we've been referring to throughout the show, our biggest star wasn't great at free throws those times either. We still found ways to win.